Hey Fraggers, what time is it? I just took the cover off of the right rear wheel well. This is all covered by a shield so that it won't get dirty or rust. Not disappointed, just the fact that it all still exists and is actually all still bolted to something with identifiable bolts. This is actually really just fine. This will clean up. Considering what they are nowadays, this is not even that bad to get at. There's virtually nothing for rust in the wheel well here. So that's great. Got a little bit here to deal with. Some rusting on the wheel arch area, but actually still solid. Quarter is gone at the bottom here. We're gonna have to deal with that. A little crusty here, but not bad. And the bottom of the quarter, probably have to take it all out. Finally got all the broken rusty screws out of these rocker panel covers, so we're gonna pull them down. Oh, there's one still intact. Damn it, I missed one. We'll be right back. Then there's just these little pieces of bent down sheet metal with a nut welded on the back with a Phillips number 2 head on it. Anyway, they're just you know, they're breaking, but whatever, we'll sort that out. Small change. What I'm not seeing is that it needs everything. It really doesn't need floors, doesn't seem to need rockers unless things go sideways right now. Okay, well, we got that. I got the shield off, and really, I mean, it's gonna need cleaning up and some painting, but there's no real corrosion, just paint coming away a little, you know. You really only have to just kind of wire brush that off and re-undercoat it. Most of these, this is these all gone, and it's really excellent here. A little bit of rust has gotten in this molding here, so that'll have to get tidied up. Overall, the rocker panels are excellent news. Yeah, here you can see they have some pretty big holes in them. So, yeah. I don't think the other side is much better, so these may be up for replacement. I don't know if they're available, but they don't really look that difficult to make a reasonable facsimile.
Okay, prime it 2-3 times and...
Okay.
Don't touch the accelerator, Scott. I'll have it from here.
Okay, you tell me, I'll push the choke. So today's mission is to delete the AC, this big old compressor. They do apparently set up a certain amount of vibration, which causes eventual premature cam chain wear, and since we get 2 warm days a year where I live, fuck that shit. We're also going to delete the AC condenser here. And that will not hurt to improve the flow through the radiator. So that's going to happen, and then we're going to probably remove this accessory rack here so we can clean up things underneath that. We will also, I'm going to remove the height corrector unit here, and we'll go through that, which is really just a clean up and reassemble. Here's the height corrector just coming apart. This is what holds the seal on there. Oops. So we pull that off, and then that should allow that seal to come off, and then we're going to lay that out in order. This was the flat side against there. So that's really all we got to do. You can see there's nothing wrong with it. It's just full of dirt, 40 some years. That's all we're after. Just clean that up, make sure everything's good, and put it back together. There's really nothing to wear, and the seals are fine. But eventually that kind of thing will start to bind up there's very, very tight tolerances in here. So that's all we're going to do. Pull the other side apart. Okay, you'll have to film it though.
Common problems to look for.
Yeah. Today on Handy SM maintenance tips. Okay, so we've got the main, this is how it works. Just a valve slides back and forth, covers and uncovers the ports inside there. Let's see, can you see? Oh, you can. Yeah, look at how nicely fitted or finished all that is. Beautiful, beautiful micro finish on that. So, got to keep her nice and put a little bit of the old green goo on there. And slide that guy back together carefully. Such a tight fit in there. Oh, look at how nicely that moves. Just perfect. Pop this back on. This is fairly tight. There we go. That goes there. This goes this way. You had this little unit here. Get a little bit of oil on that guy. Goes there. Get your little snap ring. We'll edit this part out if it goes flying. Oop. Okay. Get it. And that should freely slide, which it does. And that means that is ready to go back on this. Power of editing will save this segment.
Well, you gotta leave it in.
That's right, real time. That's right, 20 minutes of work, 20-minute videos. That's what you guys get. This can lightly, look at how nicely that goes on there. Just, hey, isn't that crazy? How nice that works. This side, as well as all the crap that was in here, naturally. Okay, so flat side of the spring goes against the inside of this guy. So we're going to move that off to the side. This will also be dirty, and a little in the middle. That has to slide. So that went there. Is this correct? Were you guys paying attention?
No, we might have to review the footage.
You have to rewind. Fuck that.
Yeah,
Never go back.
Yeah.
And everything moves. Nice. Cool, eh? And that's a 8 mil. That's the 8. Oop. Okay.
What was the torque on that?
Yeah. Click. Then we had Dust Boots. Was that a movie? Frankers, are you sleepy? Okay. So, flat washer under there. There we go. See how nicely that fits now. That guy goes there. And then the small one here. This just is to lock the other one in place. So that, just hold that. That sits like this, so we want to get this roughly pointing up. Like that, turn that to there, believe, and then lock that. Oops. This side just gets the
Special nut.
special spatial nut.
The Citroen nut.
Yeah. And it gets there, and the Dusty. And that's it. Any leftover parts?
Not for inside.
Okay. We'll double check those seals and then we'll clean this up, but that's not going to fuck us over. So, okay, good. Okay, that is basically how that goes. All right. One of the other maintenance issues is it's good to clean the dirt and residue out of the bottom of these boots where it collects. That means removing the cylinders. So here's one out of the car. They're actually easy to get out. They're just held in by some bolts tightened into this groove here. We're going to just remove these clamps and then just clean the inside of this boot out. Clean it superficially on the outside. There's not really a lot to do on the inside of these. They're as long as they're kept clean, there's not much to worry about. The dirt does tend to collect in here, and since the car is low miles and everything was working fine, I'm not going to tear into stuff where you have more chance of doing harm than good. So let's take this apart and see what we get. Now we're looking in the boot. Not too bad. This car likely has had maintenance done when it was nowhere near so old. And again, not a lot of miles on the car, so we're going to clean that out. We'll likely find some crap in there. The cylinder itself. Let's see if I can pull this out here. Everything seems to be in excellent shape. Very fine finish on these. You can see that there's oil coming out with it because it's not actually it's not actually a 100% seal. The system is live and does circulate the oil, and this serves as a trap for all the debris because the return line is at the top. So you're going to end up with all of any amount of contamination or crap will end up in here. And since the car has been idle a long time, this is a good opportunity to clean that. And we want to keep this very clean and expose it to the open for as little time as possible. So we're just going to put that back in there, clean everything, put this right back together, and put it back in before anything has a chance to get dirty or messed up. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a little bit dirty, but it's not bad at all. So I'm just going to wipe it out, put it back together. Well, I'm very happy that we started the car because confirmed I was able to confirm my suspicion that we had a substantial hydraulic leak. So good. It looks like probably just a seal going into the caliper here, and very obviously wet. I just cleaned that maybe 20 minutes ago and it's wet again, so that's good. That's one of the reasons I wanted to start the car one last time before we tear all this stuff off, so that we know what to fix while we're in there. Everything else went really well. Service is finished here, and that one is finished. I'm just waiting to put the clamps back on, and cotter key. So that'll be next is pull the accessory rack and start cleaning up in there, fix the brake line, and yeah, just clean up the transmission, check it out, then we're gonna have to start onto the bodywork. Alright, well, the only way we're gonna put this front end together is if we build it on the car a piece at a time, because so much of it is so badly damaged that we're gonna have to assemble it almost from scratch in place. So since it all is going to start from the bumper, I thought probably the best thing to do is get started. Take this big dent out of the bumper. These are all stainless, so if we can get the dent out, we can probably polish this. I mean, are we going to get it perfect? Probably not. Are we going to get it close? I hope so. So, get your couple of BFers here. So, we got a dent there and a smaller here. That's less trouble, but this is quite bad. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, that's pretty bad damage there. Well, it's gonna be loud. Huh? What? Here we've hammered the dent out of the bumper and filed it. Obviously, I think if you were looking for the repair, you'll probably see it, but once we polish that, I think we'll probably get away with it for a daily driver. Everything from here back is underneath. Oops, yeah, I think the grill sits right along this line, or the headlights rather, so all we really need is this couple inches at the front to look okay, and we'll be fine. This is all underneath the rubber, so there's some hammer marks here that we don't care about. Basically, that's it. There's a pit right here, probably from the last time it was crashed and worked on. That's from a welder. I'm not going to try and dig that out, it's just too bad. A lot of the rest of it, pretty decent. Difficult to repair here because there's a little bracket underneath for the signal light, so there's maybe going to be a little ripple in it there. But overall, I think it'll be fine. So I'm going to start sanding and polishing it, see how it goes. It's hard to see, isn't it? Okay, that is the repaired bumper. Filed and sanded all the way up to 1000 grit. You can see where the dent was. There's the old rubber guard, and it has more or less come out pretty nice. So I just have to polish this and repair this, and then we're on to the other side. By the time you get all of this working and fitting and looking good, it's a pretty serious project. So I've decided that I'm going to do this as a separate project. So I'm going to finish this all the way, probably as far as paint and reassembly. And when I'm completely happy with the way it looks and works, we'll move on to the rest of the car. Frangers! Bottle hits!
Good girl.
Good girl, Frangers. You go fill up the sink.
Okay, go fill up the sink. I'll get the ice.
This is a regular
Same
contributor.
old shit.